excited because I actually get to do some of the artist stuff. Normally, I'm just the coach and the leader, but I'm actually participating. And my band, Mast, is going to be playing for this awesome festival in June called Farmapalooza. And I am here today with the creator of Farmapalooza to tell you all about this awesome festival. Hey, Brody, how are things going today?
Doing pretty good, thank you. Glad to be here.
Awesome. So, tell us all a little bit more about this festival. What's the history behind it? How'd you start doing this?
Well, when COVID hit and all the cancellations taking place of all the concerts and such, I kind of had my buddy ask me, "Well, we'll just camp in your backyard and we'll just play music." And I'm like, "Well, I'll just build a stage." He called bullshit, and I built the stage. So it kind of started with that, and then my wife, she's in a band. At the time, she was in a different band, and then so they got to play. She got a couple other people involved. She found Jason Man Savage, who helps me, find people like yourselves with the bands and such like that. And it kind of just started with 4 bands a couple years ago, and now we're on, I think, event number 7 throughout the last 3 years. So each one's getting bigger and better. So
Wow, that's awesome. So, festivals can be a lot of work. What keeps you doing this year after year?
for the most part, just my love of music. I've always treated concerts like a vacation, even if they were just one day. Now I do it in my backyard, so my vacations are just to stumble out the steps, and I'm at the party zone. So it kind of blows my ego a little bit, but for the most part, I just the love of music and watching concerts.
Awesome. So, are you also in a band?
Yes, I just joined Mind's Eye. That is my wife's old band that is getting back together with a new guitarist. I'll be playing bass with them also at Farmapalooza in June. And so it's been a juggling, getting things ready for the summer and learning new music on the bass. So it's been an interesting couple of weeks here. So
I understand. Mass has not played since 2016, so I'm trying to get my chops back and like, do I remember all my words? And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I really miss like performing and singing our songs, so I'm really glad to be doing that again. Okay, so that's awesome. So our bands are going to be playing together. Awesome. Okay, so what you said it's getting bigger and better
yes.
every year. So what can people look forward to this year?
Well, this year in the past I've rented a 60 by 40 tent and covered my 20 by 20 stage with that, and that's just because of the weather that can come through. But with the cost of the tent rental going up so much throughout the years, I've decided I'm going to put a pavilion and put a roof over the top of the stage with an overhang for the crowd. I'll be underneath, and so it's kind of a little bit of expansion. I've also brought in fill and brought in and filled in a low spot, so I've turned my 2 acres into more like 3 acres that we get the party on. So more parking is what I'm looking for with that. But like I said, we can camp there. It's free camping the whole weekend. It's BYOB. It's all a good time. Safe too. So
Well, that sounds awesome. And it's awesome that you have camping there so that people can, just have a good time and not have to worry about driving afterward.
yeah, it's very important to all of us. Is that you can have a good time here. Just stay here. Don't have to drive home. We don't need to be involved with that kind of scene. So
Awesome. So what else do you want people to know about this festival?
Well, it's the biggest thing is just it's to support the original music and the bands that haven't made it and that aren't cover bands. I understand, everyone's got a cover song that they know or do or something started people in the music, and I tend to try to stay away from the cover bands to give more exposure to, the local scene of original writers. And I've got bands coming from Michigan. I've got bands coming from Chicago, from all over the state of Wisconsin. And it's to me, it's just to give those guys a place bigger than a bar to play their songs in. So that's kind of, the biggest thing that I like to do it for. So,
Yeah, this is the kind of thing that I love playing for. I mean, I'm going to fly all the way from Florida to come do this. So it's worth my time.
oh,
It's
I know. It's
exciting.
awesome. It's awesome that Jason told me that. Yeah.
Yeah, so how long have you known Jason? I heard you tell that in the intro story, but let's talk about Jason for a second.
I met him through Shane Goodell, who's also another local band that was doing the music for my first show. And we had to find one more band, and Shane got a hold of Jason and got us the local band Evoked, which is going to be for our Farmageddon show at the end of the year in September. But I kind of met him through that, and it's from there, we became great friends. He does amazing work. I have no idea how he finds, 14 bands and 14 most of the time new bands. We do bring back, a couple bands every year, but he still seems to fill the void with 8, 9 other bands that I, Mast included, that, I've never heard of. He always sends me music. Hey, check these guys out. Check these guys out. So he's huge influence on helping me get to where I'm at. And so I'm very appreciative of him. That's for darn sure.
He definitely is on top of like who's doing what, and like he is such a resource to have in this kind of instant. I met him when he was doing Savage Fest, and so I got to play Savage Fest. Let's see, it was 2014. That was right before I left and moved to Florida, and that was such a great experience. He put together such a great show. He's so good at organizing that stuff and bringing it all together.
Yes, he's like I said, it's amazing how he can just get everything to just flow so nice and he has everything organized. I mean, I would like to think he does find the premier original bands in the area, along with our Whammy nominated sound production crews that we have. I've got Brian Purdy with Purdy Productions and Joe Farmer with Selfless Productions. They both just got nominated this year for a Whammy, which is the
Nice.
Wisconsin Area Music Industry Big Award. So it's kind of a multiple bands also have, that have played my area, played my shows, have been nominated. So it's one of those things where I'm starting to realize that he does seem to pick from the cream of the crop on who he wants to have come play here, which is only makes me feel better and makes the show better. So
Exactly. Okay, so where can people get tickets for this? Like, how's the camping work? Like, explain logistics to us.
with the with the logistics, in the past we've done a fundraiser and been like donations on Facebook, going through that route. Right now, I'm trying to establish a different route. It's still in the works. I'm trying to figure out the GPay, the Google Pay system is how I'm trying to approach it this year.
Mhm.
I still have to get that all set up, I should have it set up by next week. It's just a matter of things are starting to roll a little bit more quickly than I thought they were going to happen. So it's it's time to get that ball set up. But typically it's going to be, through GPA all right here at the gate. And as far as the camping goes, if you know you're going to be camping and you have a camper, the festival is Friday, Saturday. You can show up Thursday night and start camping and hanging out. I'll be here. Like I said, I live right here, so it's convenient for me to know when someone's in the backyard. but yeah, just bring the camper. If you want to give us a message, you can message us through the Brody Zappa Facebook page. Give us a heads up if you're bringing a camper. If not, we pretty much just do it by the seat of our pants and reserve an area for the campers to be at, and then cars kind of filling around them. And so it's every year. The first year we had a lot of campers. Last year we had a lot more tents. So it's people are going to be camping. A lot more people have been showing up with tents. I think just more for space and convenience, which whatever's clever for me. You can sleep in your car for all I care as far as that goes. But it's a BYOB event. We will be doing one. I do get sponsorships through local bars. I'm going to have one big raffle bucket. It's going to include, drink tickets, bottles of booze, shirts, all the sponsorship stuff that I kind of gather. I'm going to make one big raffle bucket for, and that's going to help offset the cost of everything. But, for $25, you get 14 bands, free camping, bring your beer. There'll be a food truck on site, lots of clothes vendors, some CBD vendors are going to be here also. It's a smoke friendly environment also, just to let that be announced. But it's like I said, it's a small little venue, but we can put in 300-400 people in here, and it definitely makes a scene. So I have no noise ordinance, so I can play as loud and long as I want at night.
That is a beautiful thing, my friend.
Yes. And the police all know what I'm doing. The county cops drive by, they see my road signs. It's kind of hard to hide. It's 40 by 60 tent.
Well, that's awesome too. That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah, it is. We prefer no dogs come. I understand that there's, you do have your service dogs. Those, of course, are not going to be, shunned away. We have pets that do come and go. We have 3 dogs, but it's something that I was asked to mention as about the dogs. But other than that, it's we have 2 fire pits, a really big fire pit in the back 40, and then we got one up by the campground that we all kind of, when the music goes away, we all kind of sit around there, and a lot of times acoustic guitars get brought out, and it's one big open jam around the fire pit. So, which allows all these musicians to play together, opposed to watching each other. They get to play together. So it's really exciting when that part of the night comes around, and watching all the guys that know each other on the stage, and then sit around a fire and jam out to songs together. It's kind of awesome to see.
That now, if I wasn't already sold on the event, that's like the cherry on top, man. Like that is going to be the part that I'm looking forward to the most. Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Last year we ordered I think 15 pizzas at the end of the night when the food truck ended up shutting down early. Yeah, it was 2:00 in the morning. We had pizzas delivered out just to feed everybody.
That is beautiful. Well, Brody, it has been amazing.
Yeah, it's just one big organized party.
That is great. And I mean, some of my best memories in Wisconsin is having a good old party in a farmer's field. And now you add like the live music element and then food trucks, and oh yeah, you can just camp there, like epic.
Yes, very epic once.
Well, Brody, it has been awesome talking to you today. If I direct people to the event on Facebook, is that the best link that I can give people so that they have more information? I know, like on the discussion tab, you have all the bands listed and all of their links.
Yes, yep. Just the Farmapalooza page is going to be the easiest way to link it up, or to go on the Brothers Alpha page, which is just the page for the music venue. So,
Okay, awesome. Well, I will share
which
both
is
of those links when I release this video. And thank you so much for joining me. I'm very excited because I'm going to try to interview every single one of the bands that are going to be playing. So,
awesome.
yes, it's going to be so awesome. I can't wait to meet everybody. And then on top of it, there are some people playing that we used to play with all the time. And, we've just kind of lost touch. So getting to reconnect with those musicians again is going to be amazing. So thanks, Brody, for bringing us all together, doing
Oh
this.
no.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. I look forward to listening and seeing you guys in June.
All right. See ya.